trust in yourself. That is the main thing. Um, just trust yourself, trust the process, um, lean into uncomfortability. Lean into uncomfortability because what I have learned now is that things that may feel uncomfortable, it pushes you to where you need to be. It pushes you to growth, elevation, because growth is an uncomfortable process, right? You've got to shake things up to grow.
Hey yo, G Dash, boy, take your hat off. Fine. This week on Hats Off with G Dash Jones.
Hey, you know what you're watching. Hey, yes. You watching Hats Off with your boy G Dash Jones. Oh, that's a fact, y'all. Have the one and only. Y'all hear it? Hold up. Opening songs. What? That opening song right there is T for two, T for T, by the one and only Maya Belardo. Hold on, let me hear it like, hey, there she go. There she go. How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome. Guess who made it? You did. All right.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, in case y'all don't know, that was the amazing, that song you was hearing was today's theme song. That was T for Two, Two for T by the amazing Maya Belardo, right? We opening up season 2 of Hats Off. If y'all don't know what Maya it does, I'm going to tell you, listen, a child prodigy. They don't call her that. I call her that, but she was a child and she was a prodigy. So, yeah, I can say that. Also, you about to blush when I'm going through it. Listen, has performed across the globe, y'all. The globe? The globe. Okay, y'all don't know it. Listen, she's been overseas doing this jazz thing. Who has also not only did she sing the songs on the Better Days LP, she's also produced the songs on the Better Days LP. She's also wrote. What? Yes. She wrote the lyrics in cursive, y'all. Okay, she wrote the lyrics in cursive. Okay, I didn't read them, but I just listened to them. They sound sophisticated. Like she was just with the she had the pen that had the feather on it. That's when she was writing it.
No, that is not true. Don't lie to the people. Don't lie
Okay,
to them.
fine. The pen didn't have a
It
feather.
didn't have a feather. I'm sorry. I wish it did. That sounds cool.
Yes. And I have the honor of having her perform with me at the Thoughts from the Heart experience live at the Christina Cultural Arts Center on Valentine's Day. What? Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, I'm gonna mention it a couple times, but in case you don't know, you have your own personal wine experience, and there's gonna be a general wine tasting. You get the wine experience with the VIP. You get the food with the VIP. Get yourself a meal. Come with a friend. There's a friendship discount. Go treat yourself. Also, food by Chef Rail. You can purchase the food there as well, but this is how this is going to be set up. And a special art show by Velvet Poindexter and Brian Mills, right? Poetic artistic connection. Me and my man Grillo, we gonna do some spoken word to the art. Wow. And then the Maya Belardo vibes with the G Dash Jones. We gonna take you on a journey. On a journey. Wow,
Yes.
that's going now, but before we get to all of that, now that I want you to I want to have the opportunity to actually talk to you and talk to you about some of the things. Let me tell the world some of the things that's happening. Normally I put this in poetry form, but today I'm just going to throw out some upcoming events so that the world knows what's coming up. All right. Things that's happening tomorrow, right? In case, because listen, life happens fast. Delaware Music Network presents the one and only. In case y'all don't know, Dark Hill is going to be live at Finnegan's. But then again, what you will also see happening the next day, Saturday, there's a couple things going on, but I'm gonna flip over to Sunday where you'll have Dante Paleo, Top On, live on IG. They got something going on pretty much from 1 to 3, where it's an open mic for you and me. Now, whether you then Mondays, what I'll say is you have Reboth Radio. That's with Eli and Shay. By the way, they're going to be my guests next week, so they'll come see me. So go check out Rebirth. Then Wednesday, you'll also have, of course, Naj and Jay. Right? You can go rock around and see what's going on that way. They always have a great conversation for everybody. They also have, apparently they're doing something on the Mondays live at the Delaware Art Museum. So go ahead, where you need to go see them. But just in case some things I didn't mention, a couple art shops that weren't open during the art loop are open for you to slide through and do what you do. I'm talking about, I believe the Soul Firm is going to be ready for you. The Delaware Contemporary has something for you, and Chris White Gallery also just being true. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is that everything that I wanted to run through? No, because again, thoughts from the heart, Valentine's Day. Save the date. Matter of fact, get your tickets, G-Jones, right now for me and Maya Belardo. Portion of the proceeds going go to Delaware Music Network. Of course, we gonna make that work. And shouts out to the Delaware Division of the Arts for helping make this thing work. All right, now I'm done. That was just matter of fact, I might be done. You going anywhere? You got any other performances they need to know about? Let me know.
We're just focused on that one as of right now. Yes, I need the people to come to that
Mm.
because it's for a great cause and it's going to be a great night.
Yeah,
So come on.
yes, and you're playing just touchdown. You
Yeah.
yes. So let's kick it off. Let's do this. Can you tell the people just a little bit about yourself?
Oh, well, I'm Maya and I sing jazz and I'm a cat mom. I have 2 cats that I love. Besides singing, I love to read. I love to be in nature. I love my family, my friends. Yeah, I don't know.
I dig it. I dig it. So,
Yeah.
what are the name of the cats? I don't know why I want the world to know that. I feel like
Well, I have an all black cat. His name is Onyx. And then I have another cat that is kind of like a brown, black mixture of different colors. And his name is Jasper.
Jasper. Okay. Hey, Onyx
Yes.
Onyx like the stone, not like the bald headed rap group.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to
No.
make sure.
No. And you knew that. You knew that.
I did, but it sounded good, so I had to rock with it. Okay, see?
Yeah, no, none of that. But yeah, both of them are named after crystals. So yes.
Yes, that's dope. That's dope. Now, as you kind of talked about this, as yes, you do perform jazz,
Mhm.
which, by the way, isn't as people don't always expect that, right? And
Mhm.
so, how did you even kind of create this culture, this connection to the jazz world?
Wow. Oh, hi B Mac, by the way. Hi B Mac. um, wow, that is a loaded question. Well, it all started with I attended Cap Calloway School of the Arts in middle school and high school. So that is named after a jazz legend. And I was watching, I don't know if you've seen the movie Moulin Rouge, but in the beginning of that movie, there's a song that is sung and it's called Nature Boy.
Hmm.
And I my parents had it on DVD, so I was able to rewind it. And I was just fascinated by this one song. I just kept going back, playing it over and over. I'm like, wow, what is this? And I went onto YouTube, and that's where I found Nat King Cole, who has sung the song, and I fell in love with him immediately and listened to more songs that he has sung. And I found Ella Fitzgerald and Nina Simone and just all the jazz legends. And I was about 12 years old at the time. And I just immediately fell in love with it. And then there was a jazz group it was interesting. At my school, there was a jazz group. It was for high schoolers only. But I was in about eighth grade, and for some reason they needed altos. And he looked towards us in the middle school, like, "Hey, you need help in this choir. Can you guys like audition or something and sing in it?" And I was able to sing in that group, and that fostered even more the love of jazz. And I got to learn how to scat and that whole world. And yeah, so I've just been singing it ever since then. It's a long-winded story, but yes.
Not at all. Shout out. See, for me, like I was. You said Moulin Rouge. My brain was like, get ye, get ye. That's not what you meant at
Oh
all. We just
no.
that wasn't not that scene. Um, but that's dope. I never even knew that. So okay, so now even looking at that, right? So you already sang before then, correct? Or did you? Or is that when
Yes.
you started singing?
Yes,
Okay.
I've been singing since a little girl. And I went to Kuumba Academy Charter School, which is pretty much another art school for elementary school. And there we had singing classes, dancing classes, acting classes within our regular subjects. So I always had that fostered in me, and I was able to be Dorothy in the Wiz, and that was like the first time where I was like, okay, I want to do this when I'm performing. I like to be on stage, and they had us do like, so typically with that age group, they usually have you do like a junior version of that musical. They had us do the Broadway full book, like the play, like the musical full play that they do on Broadway at like 9 years old. So yeah, we were busy. We were getting it. So yeah, they put us to work.
Yeah. So you had to learn all
Yeah.
those words, all the songs, all.
Yes. Dance, all of it. Yeah, they put us to work. So that definitely made me go, okay, I love this. I love doing this. I love to be in front of people and sing, and just the exchange of energy was cool to me. So yeah.
That's when you got the bug. But it's so
Yeah.
interesting that because people talk about the theater bug, but for you, it was really the singing bug, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely
Okay.
that was my first
All
love. I love
right.
acting too, but yes.
Really, I didn't. That I should have known, but I didn't know. That's useful. Um, now hold on. All right. Okay. So now we figure out how you got to the jazz world with the
Mhm.
Moulin Rouge and the Nature Boy, right? We figure out how you like the singing, but the other side of this is you write as well. So how'd you get
Yeah.
into writing the music?
Well, that is a recent uh, thing that I dabbled in. I would say it started when I was living in New York City. So after high school, after I graduated, I moved to New York City. I have a lot of family there, so I was blessed and able to do that. And I just wanted to be in the big city. And I was sitting on the train going home from work to home. And I don't know, I just songs started just coming in my head, and I started writing, and that's where Free that I have on my EP now came about. I was just sitting on the subway, and the melody came, and words. I'm not as great with words, so that took some time, but I went back to it, and the words came out, and that's how I started.
So the
Oh yeah.
first song you wrote was Free.
Yes. Yes.
Now, by the way, okay, so, sorry. Sometimes I gotta talk to the people in the back. Now, if y'all haven't heard "Free," okay, okay, I need you to get into a good zone. Like you gotta feel good about yourself, or to make you feel good about yourself. But that thing right there, it's a floater. You be like, "Free," you know what I'm saying? You told me, with it. Like it feels. I didn't make it feel that way, but that's how the song feels.
Thank you.
So that's dope. That's how you started writing, and I actually now wasn't going to go here now, but let's take a moment. So in New
Yeah.
York, right?
Yes.
So you between living in New York, right, and then going back in New York, and you performed in New York.
Mhm.
What's it like? what was it like performing? Was performing in New York different than performing anywhere else?
Um, not necessarily. I mean, I do think they're more vocal than a Delaware audience. They're not afraid to hoot and holler. And luckily for me, it was positive thoughts, so that's good. But yeah, they're not afraid to to let you know what they think while you're on stage.
Well, well,
So yeah,
well, right now,
in my
right.
experience,
Well, let's not play with the people now, because you was on the Apollo, where their job is
yes,
to let you know. You didn't just, you know what I'm saying? I wanted
yeah,
to roll the ball slow, but that's you. You were on the Apollo stage, amateur night, right? Where
yes,
we know what they do. You know, my cousin
mhm.
used to be the Sandman. I'm lying. I've never met that man at all, but I feel
Okay,
like the Sandman is a staple. Okay,
yes,
uh,
yes,
there's a lot of things that go into that historical Apollo stage.
hmm,
So,
yes.
what was that experience like for you? Was that different than other stages? I put it like that.
I mean, there's definitely nothing like it. You feel the energy of all the greats that have been on that stage. I mean, even before you perform, they let you rub like this wooden statue that everyone has to rub before going on as good luck. So just knowing all the hands that have been on that, and just, you see Ella Fitzgerald through the halls and all the greats, their faces and everything, and pictures of them performing and stuff like that. So you definitely feel the ancestors through the building. It rings through the building. And yeah, it was such a great experience. I threw myself out there. Luckily for me, it was a positive experience. But yeah, I had courage to go up there, and I'm happy that I did it. It was a great experience for sure.
That that is phenomenal. Now, okay, so right, so now you done went to New York, right? Let's go back. You done went to New York. You done learned between singing, you knew that you were already into jazz. Now, here's this thing, right? Because you also got into production of jazz, right? So you're one of the people, which is a lot of times, a lot of singers don't. Not only do they not write, they wind up, they kind of don't always dabble in production the way that you do. But you wanted to get into the formation of the sound of it. How did you get that knee deep into it?
um, I, I think it just organically happened. When I hear my song ideas, I hear like what it sounds like. I just have a certain idea of how the song flows and whatnot. So I'm always a part of every thing. I'm behind the guy going, okay, can we do this? Can we do this? Can we do this? And it's fun. That part of songwriting is fun to me. So yeah, that's the fun part of making the song come more to life and to execute the vision. So yeah.
I get it. I get it. So okay. So before you wrote Free, had you already produced music before?
um, no, not really. Like, so kind of. I had some experience in school as well. I was in a production class after school program that we were able to record in the studio, learn how to do all that good stuff. Um, but Free was the first song I like executed from start to finish. I always had like melodies and things like that, but never stuck to it, wrote the words and recorded it and all that good stuff. So yeah.
So Free is your baby.
Free is my baby. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. They all are my babies, but Free is the
So
first one.
yeah, we love them all equally, but
Yes, yes.
oh man, I also got, this is not a plug because they ain't paying me, but shouts out to Cab Calloway. Hey, listen, it's that.
Shout out to Kat.
Yeah, they kind of put you in a lot of different positions to be able to grow creatively and to learn different spaces.
Yes, they did.
Now, one of the things that I know about you that I find very interesting. Now, mind you, all of the things that we spoke about were, except for Apollo, roughly were pre-COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but you kind of turned into this performer consistently on your own, or would you say you turned into this post COVID when you be kind of got consistent as the performer, or would you put it previous?
I feel like in my journey, I guess it was all like previous, because I've just been lucky and blessed enough to be performing for so long. Like when I was 17, I was in the Clifford Brown Jazz Festival, which was crazy. Um, so yeah, I mean, I've always had kind of things coming, flowing to me. But I guess you would say as of recently, more things have been coming and flowing. And I've honestly, I think that attributes to having more of a producer hat and having my own shows and things. I think that helped more with the flow of things. But yeah, I'm lucky to have my parents behind me. They've always been pushing me forward. So yeah.
Yes. Big shouts out to Joe and Kima. You know,
Yes.
listen, they did a dope job. But now, hold on now, because you said the thing, and I want to dive into that. You said that being a part of the production and having your own uh, has helped you. How so?
I feel like it has helped solidify who I am as an artist and like, just curating shows. I think that's important as an artist to I think it is important good to get the gigs and to perform at the venues and all that good stuff, but it is also amazing to curate and throw your own shows as well. As sure as I know you know that because you're always producing and putting shows out there. So, the power in that and yeah, it just oh yeah.
Okay, and now, what I love about this is there is power in owning your own show and creating your own thing. There's also power in getting, for some people, in getting over the anxiety of having to do that, because that's a step out, right? For some people, there's a
Yes.
lot of there's a lot of anxiety and fear in that creation space of because it's you now. How did you get past that, or was that ever never a thing for you?
Um, I mean, it definitely is nerve-wracking, especially when I started incorporating other artists as well, because that was more money I had to front, contracts that had to be written up. I didn't know anything about how to write a contract. I had to write my own contracts, talk to some of the artist managers, which was new for me. I'm used to people talking to my manager. So me talking to their managers and coming up with that into that world was definitely new and a little scary, but um I was blessed to be able to do it with friends for the most part. And so it wasn't too hard. And luckily it's been good turnouts and things. So there have been blessings from those shows. So I'm thankful. Yeah.
Mm.
It is scary though. It is scary. But I think when you have an idea and just go for it, it usually works out. So
Okay,
and you listen to
again.
the intuition.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to again telling the people in the back because I like people to be able to learn in this situation. By the way, okay, if y'all heard what she said, that's what she said. Commit to it, and if you have the idea, you go for it and work out. You might learn some things along the way, but listen, it'll work out, boy. Don't
It'll
do.
work out. Believe the vision. Keep going. Push forward.
Mm.
Even though it may be a little rocky, it may be like, wait. We really doing this? But you push forward, you'll see the light at the end of the
And I also would like to ask, uh, you, the viewer, right? One of y'all, do me a favor. Put that on the shirt. Believe the vision. Okay. Listen,
tunnel.
I'm
Believe
not
the
gonna do it
vision.
today, but you put that on the shirt. She gave it to
All
you.
right, let me write that down.
I just want the
Believe the
viewers to
vision.
do it. Put that on the shirt. Believe the vision, y'all. That's one. That's one of them. Okay. I wish I would have said it. Okay. Now, okay, right. So now, because you've kind of grown into this full-on artist, you've done these things. Now, we talked a lot about you in this jazz world. One of the most interesting things is for you because of your age to a certain extent and your experiences. It's somewhat against the world's general grain of pop music and what is popular. How has, I guess, popular music influenced your sound?
Sorry. I got excited because someone said believe the vision. Hi Janice. um, sorry, what was the last part of that
Uh,
question?
how has like modern pop music or like pretty much like any of the different genres have influenced your jazz sound?
Oh, it has influenced it in a lot of ways. Well, one, I think hip hop is inspired by jazz, so I feel like it's not hard for it to kind of the worlds to kind of collide. Um, and you know, I grew up, as you know, my father, so I've grown up with '90s hip hop, and he's a big hip hop fan, so I listened to that a lot as a kid and had it in the household. So um, I think it would be hard not to have that come out in some way. um, but yeah, I think it's not hard to mesh those worlds together. I feel like a lot of music today has jazz influences in it somehow. Even trap music. I know people might shoot me, but I even listen to trap music. I'm like, huh, there's some jazz influence in this. I like it. Cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I hear the jazz and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite thing about that is so, and this is gonna sound weird, but to Young Thug, okay, for
Okay.
people who don't know, if you've ever heard, people don't never heard of Young Thug. He's when he came into hip hop, he made a lot of sounds.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of
Scatting.
like, and it's like, what is he doing? That like what like and for some people, it's like that's not hip hop, but they don't realize that there's technically jazz elements of bebop and scatting that live in that. It's not as odd to be able to flow in and out of beat with sounds as he did, or as a lot of modern trap music does, because that's where that came from.
Right.
So I always find that interesting. Now, with that said, if y'all want to know how it's going to sound, just so you know, the Valentine's Day, we going to be doing it, right? Because she going to be singing, she going to be scatting, okay? She going to hit them, right? And then I got some poetry. I be doing this thing with my hands sometimes. I don't even know I do it till I watch the video, but it's like,
We all do that as performers. We have that thing that we do. We're like, wait, why do I do that? Why do I close my eyes like that? Why do I make that facial expression? Okay, but that helps the sound come out, that helps the sound carry, right? So, yeah.
absolutely. Listen, and I don't want the world to miss the sound carry. So again, February 14th, b-jones.com. You can get your tickets now. But with that said, okay, over the last few years, right? Because you said that things have picked up since you got into to your own. You've been producing more. You've been having your own um, shows more. You've been kind of more hands on. How do you feel like you've evolved as an artist specifically?
Um, well, I feel like I think that also goes along with getting older, but I trust myself more. um, especially in the music industry, it can be hard navigating as a woman because it's so male dominated. Um, it can be hard. So I've learned to trust myself, to speak up more, um, and yeah, and just trust my vision. But I say believe the vision. I believe more in my vision. Um, and yeah, and evolving more as in wanting to take more initiative in the ways I'm a part of music. So looking more now, not just being a singer or a performer, but also wearing a producer hat, producing my own shows and producing my own music and learning and growing and being willing to learn more ways to expand myself musically and all that good stuff. So
That is phenomenal. I think that a lot of times, just knowing you, sometimes it's easy to forget that you being a young woman in an older male dominated field, like the genre, the
yeah.
music is that. Like it's not
Yes.
even just like there's like music is that, and then jazz is that, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that
Right.
navigation does it ever get frustrating?
I mean, sometimes, because of how I look, I go up there and like, what's this little girl about to do? What's she? Does she know about jazz? What's going on?
Ooh,
What's she about?
yeah,
What's about to come out of her mouth? But I always surprise them. I just do my thing, and I've learned to kind of have tunnel vision and just focus really more on the audience more than anything. That's why I do what I do. That's what I care the most about is just expressing myself, but also having a conversation with people and we're all here and listening or at the show because we love music, right? So that's really what it's all about, and just being focused on that. So,
that's a fact. That's a fact. By the way, in case you don't know, you are watching Hats Off with your boy G Dash Jones. Every Thursday at 8:30. This is where I get to have conversations with talk change with the change makers, as you can see. And this is the amazing Maya Belardo, the princess of jazz, as they call her, right? Which it fits. How did how did that name come about?
I can't really remember the moment, but my parents came up with that, and it kind of just stuck. I've tried to get away from it. um, yeah, because
Wait, why? Why don't you? Why?
I don't know. I think in the past, like I was like, what? I don't know. Maybe it's self sabotage. I don't know. But I'm like, I'm not a princess. Princess, and I didn't know what that would look like to people. Being like, "Whoa, she's calling herself a princess of jazz. How? Okay, really?" Um, but it's stuck, and people say it even when I don't ask them to. I don't write it in anything, but now it's kind of just stuck. So I'm sticking with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's been given to me, so I appreciate it, and I always try to live up to that and to incorporate that in my shows. So
I'm gonna tell you that what's funny about that is as you started to explain it, I understood because it is your dad can actually talk about this. There was a moment when I got the term the improv poet, right, and I hated it. Like,
right.
movie don't put me in a box. Like, what do you mean I'm this? Like, what does that look like? Like, I don't want to do. I got a book. I wrote it. Like, what are you saying?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right? And then I started to understand that it's like you said, it's about the audience. It's about what's going to make them kind of connect to it and feel what you do and understand who you are. Right? So like it kind of fits. Right? So whether you know it, like you being a princess of jazz, just fits. I don't. That's a fire title. I wish I could be the. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the prince of poetry. They don't call me that, but like, it's a thing, and it does allow for people to know who you are early, whether we like it or not. With that said, so you hit a moment and you was like, you know what? I'm doing this stages. I'm been creating. It's time. It's time for me to do the album. I need my own project. What was it that said it's time for you to put out? Because you had already traveled across the world. I didn't even mention that. I ain't talking about the planes overseas. That's a whole nother
Okay.
interview when we get into some other stuff. Right? We got another one in the chamber one day. Okay, I'm leaving
Yes.
that there. But what made you say it's time for my own project? I need my voice to be heard in the collective in the collection.
Well, I always had some songs brewing, and I always wanted to have a project that showcased who I was as an artist and have jazz standards on there, but as well as original music. That's always been in the forefront of my brain. But, that costs money. And I was blessed to be awarded a grant from the Delaware Division of the Arts. I was the established artist for jazz performance. So thank you to the Delaware Division of the Arts. I was able to create this project. They funded it. So that it was money, funding. That's what started being like, okay, now I can do this. I can record myself in the studio and get the musicians and get the band, because better days I always heard with more musicians than just a trio. I heard horns, I heard all these things. I'm like, how is it gonna get done? I was blessed with a scholarship, so yes. The
Yeah.
grants.
I, listen. Since shouts out to the Delaware Division of the Arts,
Yes, thank you.
I actually do recommend, if you're an artist watching this, I recommend you go to, if you, especially if you're local, but if
Yes.
even if you're not, let's say you're from Tennessee, look at your Tennessee Division of the Arts. I feel like somebody got something
Mm,
somewhere, but look it
some,
up. The
yes,
reason why,
the
not
money is
just
there.
the money is there, but it also makes you think about what you will have to spend money on.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
a lot of times people, I just want to do it. I'm just gonna go to the studio. Look, calm it down, brother. Okay, how many songs you want to record? That costs money.
It
How much?
does.
Right? You want live instruments?
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. Yes,
you know, uh,
definitely costs money.
it definitely does, and so that's. But shouts out to the Division of the Arts. That again,
Yes.
they are help sponsoring this whole Thoughts from
Come
the Heart
on.
Valentine's Day shindig. You see what I'm
Right?
saying? So
Yeah.
giving them love for making this dope thing occur. Now, what was the process like to put this album together? Like you said, you had some of the songs, but how did you kind of know what you wanted to be where and kind of create when it was time to really make the album?
So I think it definitely started off with Free. I already had Free, and if it wasn't for you, out. And the next song that I was working on recently was Better Days. And I feel like that was kind of like the spark of bringing the project and where it was going to go musically and who I wanted to work with. Um, because a lot of songs are positive, happy, especially Better Days. It talks about going through rough times and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I was going through a lot when I wrote that song, but the phrase Better Days just kept coming to me. And so that is kind of where the ball started rolling and the creative energy started to flow on the full project. So yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that song specifically, right? I love songs that have a a global feel of impact, right? Like it's a Better Days is a song that can uplift, that just uplifts people, right? It's made with that sound to it. It's made with that style to it, right? So
That was the goal.
I can tell, and I think the dopest part is interesting, and this probably annoys you with people, but because you're somebody that people would think life is just fine, and life is just like they would just write it off like, oh,
Yeah.
it's fine,
Yeah.
right?
No. I was going through it when I wrote that song. At the at that time I had COVID, you know, boo-hoo. But on top of that, my grandfather passed, and so I wasn't able to be at his funeral. So yeah, that was a really, 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 really rough time for me. And I do what I do. I'm sure you do, and a lot of music lovers out there. When there's tough times, you go to music, right? And I was just like, I need something to cheer myself up because wow, life is lifing right now. And so I already had the melody for Better Days for since in high school. I had that melody just kind of floating around in my head, but I just never did anything with that. And that melody came back in that moment, and it's a cheerful. I feel like it's a cheerful melody, and the words "Better Days" kept coming to mind, and then the words just started pouring out, and that's how Better Days was created in a tough time. But the goal of it is to bring joy and hope because I needed it for myself in that moment. So it was healing for me, and I hope it's healing to anyone that has listened to it or is going to listen to it. Um, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the thing that breaks my brain
Okay,
a little bit.
okay,
So,
okay.
I listen to a lot of music.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the best records in the world are they thought of as being made out of pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people pouring that pain into the song, right, into the art, but you took it and transformed it into light, right? That's the thing, okay? So because you didn't just like it could have easily been a very grief stricken moment that
Yeah.
you created sonically, but instead you use that to flip it and create a love uh filled moment, right?
Mhm.
And a beautiful space. So that actually sets the tone for a lot of the album. How'd you pick a lot of the other songs that were going to go there and kind of structure it?
So, as far as the jazz standards that I picked, like T for Two and Fly Me to the Moon, uh, those songs always bring me joy listening to them and singing them. So that's why I put those on there because I wanted to keep that theme of just music and just music that brings you joy. And I wanted the project of Better Days to be something that you go to when you need a pick me up. So those songs they're talking about love, happiness, and so that's why I chose those. And then as far as like Firefly, how that song was created, I was sent a beat from an amazing producer. It's called Sync EXE. He is just an amazing producer. He sent me that song and he called it Fireflies. He's like, you can change it. It didn't have any words or anything to it or melody or anything, just the beat. He's like, you can change it if you want. I'm like, Fireflies. I love that. And when I was sitting there, just like, I want to write something that I would want to say to my younger self and what I needed to hear in my as a child. And so that's kind of where that came to be. And I linked up with an amazing songwriter. Her name is Mare. She's from Philadelphia. Amazing singer, amazing writer, amazing performer. She's awesome. And I asked her, I'm like, I lyrics aren't really my best suit. Can we join forces and kind of just collab? I had a little bit of melody, but we sat there for maybe I think we wrote the song in like a half hour or so. The lyrics kind of just poured out, and yeah. So I wanted to make sure that the song was because when I think about fireflies, I just love how they glow, and I wanted to talk about just not letting anyone take away your light, shine. And it's funny with Mary too because she said that when she thought about fireflies, she immediately was like, ugh, because to her insects are gross. So she was like, wait, I don't know how I'm gonna write something positive about fireflies. But then she thought about how people always want to catch fireflies in a jar. Um, so we expanded on that too. Like, don't let them catch you, even if they're trying to catch you in a jar. Be free, you know. So yeah.
Dope. That is dope. I listen. I love all that. By the way, again, this is hats off with your boy G Dash Jones. If y'all don't know that Better Days album, since I have my Belardo live on the show this week, that Better Days album, right? Right. What you gonna do? You got to get you. It's not a samba, but you might get your hips ready to move, right? Because it's a bop. You know what I'm saying? You might hit one of these. You know what I'm saying? Bring it back. You know, like because it feels good that way. Like you don't get me wrong, you ain't about to bust a sweat, okay?
No,
but
no.
but you going to buy. This is it's great. Like it feels good for the spirit. So I just want the world to know that. Now, okay. So now I'm just curious. What's your favorite part of the process? Writing, producing, well, probably not writing, but it could be writing, producing, singing, or performing.
Hmm. I feel that's hard because I definitely like performing because I think I mentioned earlier it kind of shows you why you do what you do, seeing the audience's reaction, being able to talk with people, commune with people, being with your community, hearing how songs make people feel like that's everything, right? Especially as a songwriter, to hear, how your a song that you wrote make someone feel or make someone's day. So that's everything. But I also like the recording process because performing for me, I still get nervous being up there. So recording is also fun because you're kind of in your own bubble in the studio, and um, it's fun. That part is fun too. So I don't know. It's it's a switch up. I would definitely say those two things are like my favorite part.
Dope. That's dope. I could kind of see it, kind of just depending on the vibe. Now, I'm curious. So, by the way, if y'all don't know, y'all gonna see her do some of these things live on stage Valentine's Day. We gonna do it. We gonna do it. We gonna do it. So now, thoughts from the heart, live. The once in a lifetime experience. Now, I'm gonna tell them why it's a once in a lifetime experience. It's a once in a lifetime experience because as I'm an improv poet, the words that I say, you won't hear me say again, right? Me and Maya have never performed. Well, we have never done a full show together, right? If you was a part, if you came up to the UAE, you might have seen us do a quick handoff. That was just a little sprinkle of what y'all going. That wasn't even. That was a Mrs. Dash at a joint. That was Laurie's. Okay, y'all don't even know. We about to give you a smorgasbord. It's a little different. Um, because we're gonna take you through. I'm gonna take you through the songs that I have, the songs that she has. She have the full band again. Of course, the art show
Amazing
by Brian
band, by the way.
the
Have a good
amazing
band.
band. Yes.
Good lineup.
Ooh,
Yes.
and, and, and,
Yes.
and again, it's going to be the poetic artistic connection with us doing spoken word to some of the art with Brian Mills and Velvet Poindexter. So shouts out to them. But then you'll get the food, you'll get the wine. In this moment, the journey, which will be somewhat of the stories being told through the art, through the songs, through Maya's amazing voice in the band. How did you select the band, by the way?
I I picked some dudes that are just talented and that I have fun being on stage with. So it's gonna be a good time. They're a young band but talented. Very talented in the field of jazz. So yeah, I'm excited
And
about
and how
that.
you pick now when she sent me the songs, y'all, I want y'all to know when I got these songs, right? I got the list, okay? The list of songs had me like, what? This is what we doing. How did you pick? What made you kind of pick the songs that you picked to perform?
So, as the show is called Thoughts from the Heart, I wanted to make sure that each song talked about love, but also I wanted to give a range of feelings about love because there's positive things in love, there's negative things in love, there's ups, there's downs, all around. As I'm sure a lot of you, I know someone has been in love at some point in your life. So you know how that goes. It's a roller coaster. So I wanted to make sure that each song had like different aspects of that. That love is it's lovey dovey is a good, great feeling, but there's also those times where you're like you're getting on my nerves, um, or you feel hurt by that love or different things. So I wanted to show that in the show.
Yes, yes. Oh man, I saw this list. I started dancing with the words, and I ain't gonna lie, I have. I was couple of them I came about three different concepts that it might dance with. Y'all got to come to the show to see where we actually take it because it's going to be through a journey. Listen, you could bring a friend. We got the friendship discount, right? Get you or. If you bring your significant person, right? Whatever you want to do,
Whatever
let's
you
meet
want,
somebody new.
or
You
by
gotta
yourself.
right,
Self love. We
support,
we love that too.
right,
Yes.
pull up.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
going to be an amazing show of art and
Mhm.
vocal art. Just I can. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm having a moment. Either way, y'all gonna come out. Y'all gonna see it. Okay? Once in a lifetime opportunity. We got the nerve to give some of these proceeds to the Delaware Music Network, who who I don't want to not take a moment and just mention because I am a part of Delaware Music Network, right?
Yes.
As far as, I've been hosting things, I've honed my skills through them. It's big on artist development, big on just building different people throughout, different people throughout the musical realm, right? And putting people on stages with original art. What? Putting people on stages with original art because there's a lot of talent out here. So come on out, support the arts. Shouts out to Delaware Division of the Arts for helping to make this happen as well. So g-jones.com to get your tickets, right? Boom, right? Again, this the actual show come with a lot of stuff. Also, if you want to sponsor, go ahead and reach out to your boy. We can talk. Okay, I didn't shut down the sponsors yet, so go ahead. Also, if you want to vend, we can talk about that too. Now, and again, that starts from the heart. Valentine's Day, live at Christina Cultural Arts Center. G-Jones for your tickets.com. So, or g-jones.com for tickets. Now, with that said, okay, there's a question that I ask everybody who comes on this show, and I'm very curious what you say. I ask everybody the same question. The question that I ask people is, if you could give advice to a younger version of yourself. Okay, so young the young princess, because your parents gave it to you, which means you was born as that. Okay, I didn't have to do it.
Yes. So,
right, you came out that way. Okay, you had to give advice to a younger version of yourself, but the year is still 2025.
Okay.
And all the things that may have happened in this world. What advice would you give to a younger version of Maya Belardo?
I would tell myself to trust in yourself. That is the main thing. Just trust in yourself, trust the process, lean into uncomfortability. Lean into uncomfortability, because what I have learned now is that things that may feel uncomfortable, it pushes you to where you need to be. It pushes you to growth, elevation, because growth is an uncomfortable process, right? You've got to shake things up to grow. So that is what I would tell my younger self. Yes.
Absolutely. Y'all get your growth together, believe in the vision, trust yourself. Listen, she dropped some gems. I don't put your glasses on, grab them gems up. Put your glasses on. These is wise words from a phenomenal woman right there, Maya Belardo. Now, before I let you go, things I got to do. First of all, I'd like to give a quick hat tip. Not going to take too long. At some point, I'm going to go online and do a whole separate moment for a full hat tip. But this is a quick hat tip. Blip, blip. This is a quick hat tip. Blip, blip. The quick hat tip. Where I gotta giving gratitude to, again, Delaware Division of the Arts for making the show happen, right? Shouts out to them. Chef Rail for the grub. Oh, shouts out to him. I ain't done yet. Delaware Music Network. Shouts out to them. Also, quick hat tip. Blip, blip. I said a quick hat tip. Blip, blip. When I say that, I'm talking to the Wilmington Library for the open mic jam session that just occurred last week. Shouts out to the performers on that stage, making it happen, making things rock. It's been a great show. Also, I say a quick hat tip. Blip, blip. I said a quick hat tip. Blip, blip. Listen, Delaware has its first has a youth STEAM center, right? Right. If y'all don't know what STEAM is, it's like STEM but STEAM. You see what I'm saying? But if y'all, either way, is for the youth to understand math and coding and kind of get into all the things. So y'all need to look up STEAM for your youths, okay? Because we got out there, we got a whole STEAM center. I had to give a shout out Aaron Bass, Logan Herring, everybody who put that together, because I think that's phenomenal to be able to do that for the youth. So I gotta do a quick hat tip for them. Boom, boom. Also, again, quick hat tip. Blip, blip. A quick hat tip. Blip, blip to the Delaware. When I say Delaware Arts, I'm talking about shouts out to Nataki Oliver, Sarah Crawford, the Del Contemporary, all the different art studios that's doing a lot to kind of push the art. Nataki right now is actually doing something to celebrate our senior artists. What? Yes, the senior artist. So I got to give a shout out to her and the Soul Firm for doing something specifically to push those artists that have the time and the tenure, right? Shouts out to them. I'm almost done. Last hat tip right now. Blip blip. Well, almost last one. Blip blip. Shouts out to folks like Richard Hill and Gerald Chavis. Yes, if y'all don't know, listen, the jazz is moving around right now. Even
It
my man Kobe out
is.
there. You know what I mean? The jazz is moving
Mhm.
around outside. You see what I'm
It
saying? Listen, but they on different stages. If y'all don't know, check out Richard Hill. And K Mac just came back from doing the chocolate factory on the West Coast, but they do jazz and jokes, all types of different things, of literally putting these out there. Gerald Chavis has been championing this for quite some time now. So
is.
I just wanted to give a quick hat tip to them. And also, most importantly, right now, I got to give a quick hat tip to blip blip. Quick hat tip to Maya Belardo for being a phenomenal guest, y'all. You see what I'm saying? Having
Thank
great
you.
conversation, doing what we do, right? Listen, this has been a phenomenal episode. And before we get out of here, I tell people, was there anybody you want to give a quick hat tip to? Anybody that you say I need to do a quick blip blip for? Okay.
Oh my goodness, that is hard. Just everybody that's tuned in, thank you for tuning in. Hat tip to you. And extra hat tips to anybody who purchases a ticket to our show. It's going to be amazing and a good time, and I hope to see you there.
Absolutely. So a quick hat tip to all the viewers right now. Blip, blip,
Yes.
hat tip to y'all. Now, I tell all my guests, if you give me a word, I give you a poem.
Okay.
So,
So why not vision? I feel like that's been the word today.
okay. I'm thinking, I'm thinking, I'm thinking, I have this vision that people don't understand, but it's more than just a beautiful view. What it is it's a moment where I know that we'll all be smiling in unison, at the same time, maybe raising glasses of wine, and it will feel like that tingle in your spine when you move to T for two.
Mhm.
See, what I want you to know is this is that moment that I want you to praise, because the vision I see is filled with better days. A lot of times it comes with the smiles that come from children playing with fireflies. This is a feeling that you can't deny, but if it wasn't for you, there would be no I. See, the vision that I have, ooh, what we gonna do? Oh, it's going to be out of this world. In other words, what I see is them helping me, well, should I say, fly me to the moon.
Mhm.
See, I have a vision, and it will be directed with such precision that all you have to do is come, eat, enjoy, and listen. In other words, that's where you're supposed to be at Christina Cultural Arts with Maya and me. And I guarantee that my vision is, in other words, free, free, free. Hey, hold up. Free, free. Hey, y'all know it. If you don't go listen to the song, y'all. You better go listen to that song. You know what I'm saying? Survive. You know what I'm saying? Oh, oh man, this has been a great episode of Hats Off.
Yay! That was off the dome, guys. That was off the dome. Come on.
Oh, man, in fact, that was fun. Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna clip that one. Might even sponsor it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This has been a phenomenal episode of Hats Off with G Dash Jones. Anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
Well, first I want to say thank you, G Dash, for having me on the show. And thank you all for tuning in. I hope to see you guys February 14th. Go to g-jones.com for tickets. It's going to be a great, great, great night. Bring your loved one, your friend, yourself, whoever. And yeah, I hope to see you guys there. And thank you guys.
Absolutely. And again, thank you for being an amazing guest. Like she said, Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
go ahead, get your tickets, g-jones.com. It's going to be an amazing experience. Shouts out to Delaware Division of Arts. Proceeds go to help Delaware. A portion of proceeds go to help Delaware Music Network. It's just an amazing, awesome experience. And again, this has been, we back season 2, y'all. We just getting started. I'm taking the hinges off this
Yay.
show. All right. We here. So as I always like to say, love yourself first and everything else will fall into place. This has been Hats Off with your boy G Dash Jones. Hey, see y'all.